G'day and welcome to Bikes and Bits 1000. Join me as I install my new GIVI Topbox and frame mounting kit. So as mentioned, we're going to be installing a GIVI Topbox. Now to do that, you actually need to have quite a number of parts to do it. So we're just going to run through those. So to start with, you need to actually have the frame kit specific to your bike. Now in this case, obviously I've got my Ninja 1000 SX. So the frame kit you need is the 4130FZ. That will fit the Ninja 1000. So I think that's the 2020 model and onwards. And we'll have a look in here. That's got all the parts, but we'll be going through that when we install that on the bike. Also need the mounting plate, which is here. Now I've gone with what they call the M7, so the M7 version. There are different versions. There's the M5, the M8s, the M9s. So I've decided to go with the M7 though, because this allows me to put the brake light kit in the top box, which I'll be doing a separate video with, but you'll see in part of the installation I sort of do that at the same time, but you'll get the gist of it. Now this is the mono key as well. There are videos talking about what the difference between the mono lock and the mono key. Very quickly, the mono key system is designed for bigger bikes, whereas the mono lock is for like scooters and stuff like that. And of course, we also need the top box. So I've gone with the V47. This is the NTT. What that means is it's got the sort of carbon look top. The lights are clear here. And on other ones you'll see they're red. But I will be putting the brake light kit in as well. So let's go up to the bike and start this install. Alright, so starting off, I've got it on the race stand, and the instructions call for removing both the rear seat and the rider's seat, so I've done that. And now we have to remove the 4 bolts using a 5mm Allen wrench, or I've got it just on a socket, so we'll just do that now. Alright, so I've already run into a bit of an issue with the instructions. You'll see here they say remove the 4 bolts, and then you just lower the indicators and tail light. Now that doesn't actually happen because there's 2 screws hidden. So to do this there's a bit more work, and I'll walk you through it. So firstly what we have to do is actually remove the grab handles. Now you'll see that's loose. I've already taken it off trying to work out how the heck this works. Now there's 2 bolts for each one. Come down here, so we've got to remove this bolt here and this bolt here. So once those 2 bolts are removed, then each grab handle comes off. So you've got to do it both sides. Once the grab handle's gone, we have to remove this rear fairing. To do that, there's 4 bolts. 1, 2, and I've already taken that one and that one off, so let's remove them. So once they're out, we can now remove the rear fairing, and that just sort of slides out like that. Alright, now we just need to unclip these 2 sides, and all you do is you just pull that down like that. You'll see that drop, and we'll do it on the other side like that, and the back's dropped down a bit now. Just remove that strap there, and you'll see down here the 2 hidden screws that are stopping things from dropping down. So now we just need to get a small screwdriver into there. Alright, once those screwdrivers are taken out, the screws are taken out, you can just see the whole tail drops down. Now we can continue on with the instructions. Alright, sorry about the rain. So it just started raining here. So next we've got to install this part here. Now this goes pretty much like that in there. So you've got to feed the wires through. I did also notice a little plastic clip that holds the current indicator light. I've had to file that back a little bit just to get that to fit in, otherwise it pushes it out of the way. So we'll put this in. Goes like that, and that goes like that. We'll just put the bolts in. Now we don't use the factory bolts in the kit. Comes 4 of these. Hopefully that's focusing on there. So you've got to use these bolts now. As mentioned, we've got to use these bolts, but we also have to use, hopefully this is focusing, we've got to use a spring washer and also just a flat washer as well. Yeah, the spring washer and the flat washer. So we'll put that all in. Alright, so now we're putting the 4 main screws in the washer. Just using a 5mm socket. Alright, next we need to take these parts, these two here, and cut the sticky Velcro in half, and then we apply the Velcro on this side and that side, so the little tab has to sit down. That's in the instructions though, so I'll do that. Alright, that's done. Just a correction, it's not sticky Velcro, it's sticky foam type material. At this point I'm actually going to put the fairing back on and the grab handles, because I think that's now required to do the bar work. So I put the grab handles back on, but this bolt here actually needs to come out for this piece to fit. So the instructions aren't great on this, given that we had to take the grab handles off and put them back on. Anyway, we're getting there. I've just test fit this here. I haven't put it on tight because we'll see what else we need to do first. Put this side on too. So I said we'll keep following the instructions as best we can and see how it turns out. Alright, so next this part goes up here. Now it won't stay at the moment because we've got to put 2 parts on the other side which will actually hold it in place, but you can see it's threaded through there. So we'll just put those parts in and I'll show you what they look like. Alright, you can see these attached on both sides now. Now just follow the instructions as far as the washers and the bolts and stuff. A little bit fiddly. Right, now we're going to fit the bars onto the side. Just make sure the orientation, there's this little thing here that has to go on the inside. So this is obviously the left-hand side bar. So let's put that on. Alright, so that bar's on now. Now I haven't actually tightened here as yet. The reason being is because I'm putting the lighting kit in, I'm going to have to take part of it apart, because I did think about putting the wiring in earlier, but I just wasn't sure of the length of the cable. So you'll see that in my second video part. But if you're not putting the brake light kit in, I'd be tightening this bolt as well. Right, next go the mounting brackets. I put these on the wrong way to start with, so these bits here, I put them on the wrong way, so I've had to reverse them because when I did a trial fit. But anyway, you'll work it out. So they just go, but make sure they're on the inside of the bars. Right, that's them both on. So let's try putting the actual rack on. Alright, that's the rack on. Now I've put the bolts in just to make sure it fits, but I haven't tightened them down. As mentioned, I'm doing the brake light kit in it. Doesn't look too bad. It certainly changes the look of the bike a little. I guess my only concern is being able to see the tail light from behind. I guess you can if you're a car. That's why I'm putting the brake light kit on. But something I did notice, which is quite interesting, is if I want to take the rack off, for whatever reason I'm not using it for a while, you've only got to remove that bolt and that bolt on either side and the main rack will come off. Obviously you'll be left with these parts, but you know, that's no big deal having them there when you're not using the rack. I don't know, you may not want to be cruising around all the time with the rack on, so that's something to consider. I will also just test with a pannier to make sure that it all fits, but it does look all fine. So this concludes the video for the fitting of the frame kit. Be sure to look out for the next video where I install the stoplight kit into the top box, and right at the end I show how the brake lights come on. But if you like this sort of content, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers.